What is good, people? So usually I would have my little microphone clipped to something. I know it looks like I'm wearing a vest, but believe it or not, I'm not. That is just the terrible state of the tan at the moment. But usually I'd have the little microphone on. Today it's headphones because I can't really clip the microphone to my skin, believe it or not. Well, I could, but it probably wouldn't feel very good. So I hope everyone is good. I hope you're all having a fantastic week. It is hopefully this is the last day of the diet for me. So I'll be checking in tomorrow. Obviously we'll see what coach comes back with, but the discussion that we had last week was that this week, in all likelihood, was going to be the last day of the diet. Last week of the diet, sorry. I have seen just about another pound come off this week. So it is going to bring us to the grand total of 26 pounds over the course of about 4 months. I think it's a little bit under. Feeling again much better for it. Looking a little bit leaner again. I'm sure you guys might be able to spot a little bit more leanness on me as I'm walking around. It is absolutely roasting, hence me strolling about wearing next to nothing. We're due to get temperatures probably up to about 40 degrees this week. It'll probably feel even hotter than that in the direct sun, but we are expecting temperatures to get up to towards the 40-degree mark, certainly 36, 38, 40 for the next few days, which is why you might be able to see that little pool there. That was due to be Louis' little pool. It might end up being a pool that Laura and I dip ourselves in from time to time as well. It also needs a bit of a clean because it's just got full of bugs. The nightmare side of having those little things out there. But otherwise, it's been a really good week. Just making the most of the sunshine. As you probably know, I do absolutely love the sun. It is just one of the best things. Just makes you feel so good. Being out in the sun, just absolutely soaking up all of the good energy from it. So I'm just still putting away half of the food shop, soaking all of that up, making the very most of it, just enjoying every single second, getting lots of sun. Like, as I say, you can probably see it's actually gone down a bit. I did burn my back over the weekend because I was out doing a load of stuff in the garden without really thinking about it as I usually do. And my back was quite red, but that does seem to have subsided a fraction, which is good. I'll tell you what is really fucking annoying at the moment though. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this. Can you see all of those flies? All of those bastard little flies at the moment, they are doing our heads in because there's millions of them. And apparently it's because, so we've got fields over that way, like farmers' fields. I think they're growing wheat or barley or something in them. And apparently all of those bugs, all of those tiny little, they're like those thunderfly things, and you can just feel them all over your body all the time, like itching, scratching. So if I'm like flicking stuff away from myself constantly while I'm recording videos at the moment, that is why, because those bastard little flies are just doing my nutting. But anyway, little bit of an update this week. So I'll check back in again post check-in once I've had my check-in reply. I'll run through the pictures at that point as well. But what I am going to have for you in the next part of this video is how to make my famous chili con carne. And it is absolutely bloody delicious. And it'll only take you about 10-15 minutes to get it all in the pot. So have a little watch, enjoy, and any questions, let me know. So welcome back to Cooking School with Team Benefit. And a lot of you seem to quite like the overnight oats video, so I'm going to be back with another one, and this time it is my famous chili con carne. Now, if you're a fan of The American Office, you'll know that Brian Baumgartner, Kevin, makes a rather fantastic chili. Well, this one probably beats it. So first thing I'm going to do is just talk you through every single ingredient that you're going to need, because that's always the best place to start, right? So what we have here, we have onions. I like to do a bit of a mix. So I've got a red and a white. Just FYI, the French call that a yellow onion, not a white onion. Garlic. Any recipe that says you need 1 clove of garlic really means you need about half a bulb. So we make sure we get plenty of garlic in there. I like to put a little mix of pepper in. So I've got a red and a green pepper to add a little bit of bulk. Bit of courgette goes in there as well. We've also got a couple of little mini chorizos. So those were cooked on the barbecue earlier this week. And yeah, they're gonna add a nice bit of smoky flavour. We've also then got some beef mince. So this one's 15% fat beef mince actually. I couldn't get hold of any 5%, so this one's 15%, which is no worries at all. There's a 500 gram pack there, and then there's probably about 250 left in there from another day. And then we're going to need all of the spices, etc. So what we have here are all of the spices we're going to need. So some very lazy chili, because that's very easy to use. We've got paprika, which has to be smoked for the perfect chili. None of that non-smoked stuff. Piment de Cayenne, cayenne pepper, to those of you that speak English, and ground cumin. We've also got some salt and pepper and a couple of beef stock cubes, chopped tomatoes, and I like to put in some kidney beans. Again, I think certain people will be very much against the kidney beans and they'll tell you that chili shouldn't include them. I think a chili should include kidney beans. So the red kidney beans go in there as well. And that are all the ingredients that you're going to need. One of the things that I particularly like about something like a chili is that it's such an easy dish to make. Like I don't have hours and hours to be standing around cooking loads and loads. So something like these chilies, spaghetti bolognese is another one, curries are another one, which I'll talk you through another time. So easy to make. You know, we're literally talking about throwing absolutely everything into one pan and we take it from there. So all I'm doing here is just finely chopping or roughly chopping some onions. Just give those a little bit of a chop. Don't need to be too precious about those. The chorizo, we're just going to chop that down as well. Just chop that down into some little cubes, just so that all of this is going to mix really nicely together. Get those chorizo chopped. And this is pretty much what you're going to do with every single ingredient. You know, all we're really looking to do, as I say, is just get them all chopped up, and then it's all just going to go in the pan and it's all going to cook. So onions and chorizo will get in the pan first. Just turn that onto a low heat just to get that going. Bit of each of the peppers. Again, we're just going to chop those down. Same with the courgette. Nice bit of that in there. The courgette isn't really adding any flavour, by the way. It's just to add a little bit of additional bulk, just because I am currently in a fat loss phase. So peppers, courgettes go in. Let that all cook down. We'll just get a tablespoon of the very lazy chili. That can go in there. Get this garlic in. As I say, no messing about with the garlic. At least half a bulb. At least. If not a bit more, because we like a bit of garlic. Just get these cloves peeled. If anyone's got any tips for peeling garlic a little bit faster, let me know, because this is a bit of a ball ache. These ones aren't too bad, actually. Sometimes they're a real nightmare. Yeah, these ones aren't too bad. Here we go. That is the garlic, ready to get crushed in there. Last couple. Just give that a bit of a stir. You don't tend to need any oil with this either, because the nature of the chorizo having a little bit of fat in means that we can avoid that. So we'll just let this cook for a little bit, just get those onions slightly softened. So once those onions have started to soften, we're just going to add the mince into the equation without the paper, and then we will cook that down. Just break that mince down a little bit, let that cook. So we're going to cook that out until it browns, and then we'll add in the spices. So once that mince has started to brown off, we're going to add in a good sprinkling of salt. We're going to add in a decent bit of pepper. We're going to add in, one thing you'll notice, I never measure or weigh any of the spices. Everything I do when it comes to spicing these dishes, is all just a little bit of guesswork. So a fairly decent helping of smoked paprika, a little bit lighter on the cayenne pepper, cumin. Be very generous with this stuff because that is where a lot of your flavour is going to come from. So be pretty generous with your cumin. We'll give that another mix. Just let those spices cook in. So in we've gone with chopped tomatoes. Those have gone in. We're just going to add in our beef stock. So we're just going to put that into the tin that had the chopped tomatoes. Again, this is how I measure these things. So we go tin of chopped tomatoes, stock cube, fill that tin back up with water with the stock, throw that in there, give that all a nice stir around, make sure that's all nice and mixed together. And then we're going to go in with the kidney beans, get those all in there. And then basically you let that sit and simmer for 20 to 30 minutes. And what I would then do is turn it off and I would just let it rest for a good few hours. That for me is where you get the best of the flavors. So once it's had a chance to sit and rest, all of those flavors start to take, all of it starts to cook out and you get a really, really delicious chili. So enjoy. So there we have it. Check-in is done, and as expected, the diet has finished. I'm going to sneeze. It's going to come. Excuse me. The diet is done. Hopefully you can hear okay. I've got a fan blowing away next to me because it is absolutely scorchio today, and it's due to get even hotter tomorrow. So into those 40s, I suspect. But no, diet is done. 25, 26 pounds, actually hit a new low today, which is a pretty cool thing. So final check-in, new low on the scales, and pretty cool pictures that I'll put up here just to show you the difference. You know, Christian, my coach, sent these over to me this morning. Really, really cool to see them and just, you know, have that side by side. But yeah, it's been a productive one, and definitely something that I needed. You know, 25, 26 pounds down in the space of about 16 weeks. Definitely needed it. I wasn't feeling that great about myself. I'd put on a decent amount of weight, probably a little bit more sort of heavy and out of shape, bloated than I maybe realized until, you know, Christian sent me these pictures this morning. Really happy to be where I'm at, really happy to see the changes, and it's just been a nice process to go through. I think with the summer months here as well, and as hot as it is, I feel so much better just generally being like 25, 26 pounds lighter when the weather is as hot as it is. But it's just a nice bit of a confidence boost. You know, I want to be outside, you know, in the garden wearing next to nothing. I want to be walking around in shorts and a vest and being able to see a little bit of definition popping out, and for people to sort of look and think, you know, that guy probably goes to the gym. Not even probably, that guy definitely goes to the gym. Because that is something that I've always suffered with a little bit myself, is just that little bit of confidence in the look. I'm definitely getting better, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good at the moment. So diet is done, which is all wrapped up. So from today, food is on the up, and we're going to be adding an extra 100 gram of carb to each of my training days and my rest days. So relatively easy changes. 400 calories go on both days, 100 grams of carb on both days. Nice little boost to the food, just gives me that little bit of freedom and flexibility now. But we're not looking to rocket the weight up. You know, that isn't the goal. I go on holiday in less than 2 months' time. The goal is still to take a really good look to that, a lean look, a look that I feel, you know, happy, confident and comfortable walking around the pool and stuff. So very much looking forward to just a very, not complete maintenance, but, you know, I think if I add 4 or 5 pounds, but before maybe a little bit more, because initially there's going to be a decent bump that's just, you know, glycogen and water going into the muscle cells, but somewhere maybe between 5 and 8 pounds. But before we get on holiday, I think I'll feel really good about that. You know, I'm still going to carry all of the definition. I'm just going to be a bit fuller, a bit bigger. Food's going to be in a good spot. It's going to give me that nice time while I'm away, so I don't have to overthink things.
most of the time when I go on holidays, I actually end up coming back having lost weight because I don't eat as frequently. And when it's roasting hot, I don't always necessarily eat as much either. Plus, we're also going on holiday for the first time with a baby who will be 1 year old, and he's going to very much keep our hands full. So, a very different holiday to the kind of things that we're used to. But no, looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. So, watch this space. The series might even change its name now from Diaries of a Dull Dad to some sort of play on words that it flips it on its head to some sort of growing, maintaining, getting bigger, getting fitter, getting healthier. We'll see, but yeah, we're going to keep it going because I've been enjoying recording them. It's been a nice little way for me to sort of diarise the week. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it too. But any questions, as ever, please do fire them over at Ben Howard Fitness on all of my socials. ben@benhowardfitness.com is the email, and I will be back very, very soon. But stay safe in the sun, keep those fluids up, and yeah, looking forward to being back again soon.